Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of your, hopefully your favorite podcast. We'll see. All right. As always, we're sponsored by Health West. Great organization, great medical professionals over here. Give them a Google, find out where they're closest to you and your loved ones, and send them their way. See what they can do for you. We are also sponsored by my companies, New Clean Commercial Cleaning and Commercial Cleaning Services. Give us a call at 208-254-7070 and tell us that you heard about us on the podcast, and we will offer you something free, either a sterilization for your office coming up into cold and flu season, or something that's going to add value to you and your employees' lives. All right. Well, I hope you guys had an incredible weekend. Hope you guys got well rested, and you just feel ready to conquer the world this week. Last week I was talking, especially over the weekend, I was talking with my sons, and they're always I'm very open with them about talking about business and we got this contract, we're doing this, and I wanted to keep them engaged and helping them understand business. We bought Robert Kiyosaki's Rat Race game for kids for them, and we talk about a lot about assets and liabilities. We need to play that more with them. But anyways, they're constantly looking for ideas to make money, and I love that. I love that they're trying to do that. But sometimes I'll give them an idea, which I think is a great idea as a father, and they are too interested in playing Nintendo or just doing other things that 13-year-olds and 11-year-olds like to do. And this last weekend, we were on a walk as a family, and they were talking about how they could make money and how they need to make money because they love to spend money. And even though, and I know I'm going on a side note here. Excuse me. Part of our rules is that in our family is that every money they make, 40% of it goes into savings. They pay 10% into tithing, and then 50% is theirs to spend on whatever they want. So we're trying to teach them to pay themselves first, and then also, pay God, and then they can spend on whatever they want to do. So we had an idea for a business, just a neighborhood business, and they're like, "Oh, this is a cool idea." And I said, "Yeah, it was a cool idea when I told you this 3 months ago, and you didn't act on it." as a stern father would say sometimes, and my disapproving wife, gives me the evil eyes at the corner of her eye, telling me to chill out a little bit. I'm like, I have to kind of back out and say, "Okay, yeah, boys, this is what you should do." And they're excited. Okay, they're going out there. They're getting they're going out. They like to do art because my wife's an artist, so they're getting their 8.5 by 11 papers out, and they're drawing this poster of what they offer. My son made a logo for themselves, like all the fun things that people who have an idea or have a business idea that they want to get going on. This is the fun stuff that people love to do. Oh, I've got this idea. Oh, I'm going to make this logo. This logo is going to be awesome. Oh, everyone's going to love this logo. So they're making the logo. They're making the poster. They're putting okay, what's my pricing, Dad? How do I do this? Okay. Cool. They're super excited. And as they get whittling down and starting to come closer and closer to them pulling the trigger, what happens? The what ifs start coming in. Well, Dad, what happens if we're like on vacation? What happens like we're in Bear Lake or something and we're not here to do, what we said we're going to do for these customers? And I tell them, well, you need to pay someone else to do it. So while you're away, your customers aren't suffering. They're still getting the services they're paying for. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Check that off. And then more and more what ifs. Well, uh, what if they say no? What if this happens? What if that happens? And I started to think, you guys are silly. You just got to take action. But how many of us in our professional lives get sidelined by this same effect? Many of us maybe have a functioning business right now, and we have this great idea that we're like, oh my, this will revolutionize my business. This is going to be awesome. And you start down the path of like, okay, putting down my plan. This is what's going to happen. This is going to be cool. And maybe you tell your management, and maybe they're like, oh, maybe one of them's excited, and the other one's like, no. So you may have some pessimists. They're like, no, this is not going to work because X, Y, and Z, B, A, B, and Z, what X, Y, and Z, and you get the what ifs. That is very, very quick to hold up any kind of production, any type of profitability coming from that, just from the what ifs. And that's why people don't start businesses. That's why people don't expand their businesses, because of the what ifs. That's why you have the entrepreneurs and the entrepreneurs. And the greatest thief of time is indecision. And that's why we've talked about it in the last couple episodes, is some of the most successful people that we know in general, they make quick decisions, even though they know they're going to make those decisions imperfectly. So on top of that, my sons are over here, eating up this idea, and I'm thinking, this is cool. They're liking this idea, but then there's some kickback on some stuff. Well, I don't like this, Dad. Well, what if this happens? What if that happens? And their what ifs are acting as no, the negatives of it's turning into, hey, this is a bad idea, instead of no, let's just throttle forward and make this happen. The what ifs are making it in their mind look like a bad idea to them. But too many of us, as we switch gears a little bit here, how many of us have a company or have a team that we manage, have a good idea or good advice that is given to us that we do not take, we do not listen to, because we can't be told anything by anyone else, especially by our team who we're over. That's silly, and how much profits, how much anything, the efficiency factors are we passing up because we're unwilling to take someone else's advice or someone else's ideas into consideration. Luckily for my boys, they're young enough that they still like me and respect me. It's going to get to the point that they're going to not like me, and hopefully I'll still have the respect, but I'm sure it's going to get to the point they're not going to respect me at one point, because they're going to hit their teenagers years. And I'm going to feel that effect when it comes to that. But if you are in that frame of mind and you're a leader of men and women, you will not have their respect if you are not listening to them and taking their advice, because they're thinking, wow, I have this great idea, and the leader over here, Nancy or Bill, are sidelining it, or maybe they're sidelining it for a couple months and then they're reinventing it as their own idea and running with it and making it something big and taking all the credit for it. So be the leader that people want to work for. people want to exceed expectations for, and people want to make quick decisions for. I know I'm going on many different side notes right now. On the third thing, I was thinking of this weekend, I watched my son play football. And my son has a phenomenal, coaching staff that coaches his football team. They're hard on these boys, but they're also very motivational. And I kind of compare that to when I was in youth, the coaches I had, and even the mentors, not even in sports, the people I just really cared about and I really respected because of who they were and how they motivated. And you compare that to how you are as a leader now. Look back to those coaches or those people you really respected. What qualities did they have that you really responded to? And why did you respond to that? And look into yourself and ask yourself, do I have any of those qualities now? And if I don't, what's stopping me? Or what's holding me from having or displaying those qualities to my team and to really empowering my team to making those quick decisions and to really helping our organization grow the way we need it to grow. So the gist of this, podcast on episode here is, let's find ways to make quick decisions, not be held up by the what ifs. Let's take advice and the ideas from those that are around us, not just because, hey, they're not our ideas. Other people can have great ideas. It's not just going to be you. And those, I can't remember who said this, but I love it. It's those whoever takes advice just from themselves has a fool for a master. And I totally believe that, because you see so many companies start and fail over and over again because they think, oh, I've got this. No ifs, ands, or buts. I understand this. I know what to do, and no one can tell them otherwise. So listen to the smart people around you, and don't think that you're the smartest person in the room at all times, because there's going to be times that you're absolutely right, and there's going to be times that you're wrong. But watch out for those what ifs. They'll get you every time. If you're starting a company right now, watch out for those and just find a way to muscle through and make action. Make action happen. Take responsibility and make those quick decisions. Even if it's going to be imperfect, make it happen. Now, I'm not saying just go bet the farm and roll the dice. Have some calculated risk, but make some quick decisions. And as always, guys, be happy, be grateful, and find opportunities to serve others. And have a great week. Guys, go out there and enjoy. Adios.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.